Hi, I'm Nick Rodriguez with the Squid Ink service team. Welcome to our video series covering the Orion marking and coding software. Today we're going to talk about applying system updates to both your Orion and your Copilot controller.
Okay, so today we're going to talk about the different ways that you can apply system updates to both your Orion software and the Copilot controllers that you may have in the field. The first step into downloading or getting these updates or applying them will be to actually go out and check for them, which what you'll want to do is with the Orion software open, you'll want to go to File, and you want to go down to Options here. Once you're in this menu, what you're going to want to do is head down to Check for Updates right here in the lower left-hand corner. And what the system does is it goes out there and takes a look at what you currently have, the oldest versions that you've connected to on your list down here, versus what's available. Right now you can see that we have one available update here for our Copilot update package, right? And that's what we're looking for. You will see all of these different update packages. These are for other systems that also use the Orion software, but what we're really focusing on today's video is going to be the Copilot version and the Ink system and the Copilot Turbo. In the field, those are going to be the three most important things here, also with this the Turbo Ink system configuration. So what you can see is we've got one update waiting for download. It'll ask you if you want to download that right now. What we'll go ahead and do is hit yes, and you'll see it go out there and actually complete that download, which it does pretty quickly. So here we go. We're done with our with the download itself. We'll go ahead and hit OK. It's going to ask us, hey, we've got, would you like to apply that update? Please open the printer configuration. So we'll hit OK. And that's exactly what we're going to do, because there's two ways to push these updates onto your controller. One way is if you are already connected to the network, either wirelessly or with Ethernet, you can go ahead and just force it from Orion right here. And what we'll do in order to achieve that will be to, we'll close this down. This is going to be the controller that I want to update, so you can see my serial number. I've already registered it here. I'm going to double click on it, and it'll go out there and try to connect to it. Perfect. Date and time mismatch. This will happen when when your controller and your laptop or your PC doesn't have the same date and time. Let's go ahead and match it. No reason they should be any different. And here we go. So now we're in the configurations window of this printer that we're connected to, and you can see that my firmware version needs to be up to date, and also my software version is available. So what we'll need to do is, once you're here, you can go ahead and just hit install the latest version, and it'll go ahead and begin the process of installing the latest 2260 and the firmware here. It does come with a warning telling you that the printer will stop printing while it's doing this process, and that it will need a power cycle at the end of the update process. Now, I want to warn everyone, while your system is updating, it's very important that the power be not interrupted. We don't want to pull the power cable off by accident or shut the system off while it's doing the update. That will require a full burn, a full reprogramming if that happens. So be very careful not to interrupt the power while it's updating. So if you're secure with all that, we'll go ahead and hit yes. And you will see this window, and it'll take several minutes for the update to complete. So this one is a little bit shorter, going from I think we were at 2279 or 2259, I believe. So this may take a little bit longer, but you'll see all the steps of what it's doing throughout the update process right here, which is kind of neat, and it lets you know. Orion will also ask you to cycle power once the process is completed, so everything can be done on here so far. Okay, so we're here now. we've went through the whole process of the update, and now Orion is asking us to go ahead and tell us that it's safe to cycle the power on the controller. So we're going to go ahead and flip the switch, give it about 10 seconds or so. Turn it on, and then we'll go ahead and hit OK. And Orion will take over from here and wait for it to boot back up, which takes about 2 minutes itself, and then it'll try to reconnect. Okay, so now you can see that everything is 100% successful, 6 out of 6 steps, 100% completed. We can go ahead and check on our controller once we're done here and make sure that it's set up to 2260, or we can check it here. So let's go ahead and close it. It'll let you know what's been done. Now it's going to want to reconnect, which is what we're doing here. And voila, there we go. Software version is now up to date. So is our firmware version. So this is one way to go ahead and apply the updates. Again, this is all done through the network, either with a wireless connection or with your Ethernet cable. So the next step we'll go ahead and look at will be how to do the updates with a USB. All right, so we've already did that with the Ethernet. Let's go ahead and take a look at our second means of applying those updates. Again, it starts the same way. You want to go to File, you want to go to Options, and you want to go ahead and make sure you check for updates. Since we already did this, it's not going to give us anything to download. You can see that we've already did 2260, which is exactly what we're going to use again. So I'm going to hit OK. We've already got that. This is where we change, right? Now we can go up to Export Updates to USB disk. And what you'll see is this menu here. Everything will be checked. I like to hit the clear all button because I don't need all of these, right? And you don't need all of these to go on your USB. We just need, we want the Copilot update package if you are updating a standard Copilot, or if you're updating a turbo, Copilot Turbo controller, you'll want the Copilot Turbo update package, which should be 557 at this time. This is all at the time that this video is made is current. So what we'll do, since we're updating a standard controller, standard Copilot, we're just going to check here and here. I want my Copilot Inc. configuration to go along with that, just in case there's any changes. So I select those two, and I'm going to go ahead and hit OK. Again, the system goes out and finds any removable drives that you have connected to it. Mine is the FAT32 USB disk. And then we got ourselves a little bit of a copy there. Yeah, I'll replace. I already have that file on there. So now it'll let you know that everything has been, the firmware and software updates have been successfully loaded. We hit OK. Now, of course, I did this with my USB stick already plugged in. You want to make sure you have that inserted onto your PC or your laptop or whatever you're using before you try to export them to your USB disk. So at this point, we can go ahead and exit away from Orion and go right to our controller with our thumb drive, which is what we'll do next.
Okay, so I've got my USB drive with the update installed on it. I'm going to go ahead and plug this into my Copilot controller and give it a few moments here while the USB load screen populates. Well, there we go. And so yeah, you'll see now you'll have this option here illuminated. That's how you know you have an update that you can actually use and that the controller is recognizing it. So we're going to go ahead and just hit update button there. And again, this will take several minutes to complete. So you want to make sure that when you do these updates, these are at your downtimes or something like that where you're not expected to be running and printing. Good time to get coffee or something like that, because it'll take several minutes, and then when it comes back, you'll have to cycle power like we did with the Ethernet side of things. Once the controller completes the update process, you'll see this menu here indicating to go ahead and cycle power on the controller itself. So we'll go ahead and flip the switch, give it a few seconds here, and then power it back on and allow it to reboot. Once it's rebooted, we'll go ahead and check the information screen on the controller and confirm that our update took. We should be currently at 2260 when this boots back up. Okay, now that we're all booted up, we're going to go ahead and just double check, make sure that our update went through. So we will go to this gear icon here, and then down in this lower left hand corner in this menu, you're going to see this lowercase I. This is the information screen on the controller. So we'll go ahead and hit that. And the information screen gives you a bunch of information here. We can see our firmware, software version. Right now we're not connected to any printers, so we get errors read there. We get our serial number. Most importantly, like I said, we wanted just to double check our software version, which is 020260, which for right now is the current version. That'll change, of course, as we progress into the future. But helpful menu here for other reasons. But now that we know that we went ahead and updated, we're good. We can head back to the home screen and operate as normal. We can go back to printing or operating how you would at your facility. Hey, I'm Nick Rodriguez with the Squid Ink service team. Thanks for watching our video covering USB and Ethernet update transfers. Feel free to find us elsewhere on the web or on YouTube for other videos. Thanks.